Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. It's me, your girl Sarah Donald, and today I'll be telling you things to look out for if you're looking to rent an apartment in Nigeria. I was going to say Lagos, but a friend of mine is currently house hunting in Abuja, and everything she told me is basically the same thing that I have experienced in Lagos. So clearly, this is a Nigerian thing. So without further ado, I want to jump right into the things you should look out for or the things you should be prepared to face when you're house hunting in Nigeria. The first thing is that you're going to cry or almost gets to the point where you feel like crying, or you're going to lose your mind. Like either of them, you're either going to just cry if you're a crier, or you're going to lose your mind. Yes, this thing must happen to you when you're house hunting. Why? Because Lagos agents, except you're very lucky, Lagos agents or Nigerian agents, house agents are not really professionals, right? So if you've watched shows, like I watch a lot of real estate shows, so if you watch all those shows like Selling, Sunset, Miami, all those things, you know that when a house comes out, they give them the details of the house. Like, okay, this house is going for 600 million. It has a penthouse. It has this. It has that. It has that. Fitted kitchen. Basically everything. The details. How much is the service charge? Land use if you're buying. Every single thing you need. But in Nigeria, the agents do not have those details. The agent is more like hustling. So let's say I want to put up this my house now for rent. I'll put up somewhere like Rent Nigeria or one of those things. And agents will reach out to me to say, oh, I saw that you put up a property. How much is it going for? I'll give them. They'll tell someone else to tell someone else to tell someone else. So that agent you're talking to might not be the main agent of that property. It's really rare cases that you will see the main agent, and it's always better when you're dealing with the main agent, right? It's an agent that can say, let me call the landlord today, or let me call the owner of the house today. But if it's the one that everything he needs to check, does he have how many rooms? Let me check. How many days? Let me check. Know that that agent is not the real agent, and that agent will frustrate you. Chances are that house might already be gone and that agent doesn't know. Now, we're using places like property.ng and stuff like that because those are the sites that I always go to first, right? Why I have used them and I think it's okay, you have to also look out for fake agents and fake listing. Because like I said, if you go to property.ng, for example, you're looking for a 4-bedroom house in Lekki, blah, 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 blah. That same house, you will see 5 different agents posting the same house. And sometimes that house had been gone for as back as 2010 and nobody has deleted it. So you see a house you like, it says contact agent, you contact agent, agent will tell you, oh, this house is not available. Some of them use it to get you to see other place, but I have something similar. Okay, what is the similar thing? They'll start sending you rubbish. Another thing that my friend experienced that I also experienced in Lagos is this. I'll use Lagos because I understand Lagos. So you're trying to look for a house in Lekki, right? Lekki is, there's Lekki 1, there's Marwa, there is Ikate, Osapa, all the way there is Chevron, there is Epe, right? Ikate, things like that. Now, Epe is in Lekki. Aja is in Lekki, but typically far. Epe is very far, around where Dangote has his refinery. These people will tell you that they have a 4-bedroom apartment, blah, 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 in Lekki. What they will not mention is that it's Epe. Because you know it's very far. So the normal thing to do is to tell someone that, okay, this is in Shangotedo or is at Epe. And they'll tell you that they cannot release the location. The reason a lot of them will tell you that they don't want to release the location, that they tell you that the people will end up going there. So you, for your car, whatever, take your Uber or ride, whatever it is, coming out to now go. So what I always do, you now find that this place is very far. So what I do, or what I used to do then, is that I will insist, don't tell me the name of the estate, but tell me where. If you tell me, oh, it's in Ikoyi, give me a landmark. Don't bother. Okay, you're scared I would go there by myself. But before I leave my house or my office, you have to at least tell me the area. If you don't tell me the area, then I am not interested, because yes, I've had those issues before. Like you will deal with a lot of unprofessional agents. And a lot of them will be asking you for what the inspection fee. Imagine I paid an inspection fee one time with this lady. She took me to like 6 different houses. Sold. They are not selling. In fact, a particular one, the security was like, no, nobody is selling here. The other one, the key is not around. The person that knows the person that knows the person, like, she literally wasted my day, but she still collected her inspection fee. So these are the issues. These are the kind of things you will face. You will still tell them your non-negotiables, right? They will try to convince you. That is the one that always makes me feel like losing my mind. You're telling someone, I'm telling you that I need, in fact, I think I've told this story before. I was saying something that I need somewhere, like I have a business and I sell from the house. I don't want to go and open a shop. So anywhere I'm getting must have extra room or a BQ where I can be keeping my things. Tell me why this guy takes me here. After telling me it's a 4-bed and he takes me there is a 3-bed and he says, You can just go and rent a shop somewhere. I said, okay, daddy, are you the one going to pay for the shop? I'm going to rent somewhere because make it make sense. It will be easy. There are so many shops. I'm like, guys, stop. Like they would try to convince you. I said, I want a fully serviced. I don't want to deal with generator. One took me somewhere fully serviced. I don't want generator. I don't want to have to deal with generator. I want the estate to provide generator. Fine, ma, we have it. I drove in. I remember that day as I was driving, I was hearing generator sounds. What is happening here? This estate is not. No, no, no. In this estate, they do noiseless. So you can bring your own, but it will not make noise. I had to go back to my message again because me, if you know me, you know that I will send voice notes, I will send message, and I said it clearly that I don't want to have a no ma. This one is very easy, very quiet estate. Like now in the morning, everybody will go to work. It will be easy. It's just by 6, at least 6 to a certain time that they will on it. And the rule here is that your generator doesn't have to be soundless. I don't even know what he was saying. Like, are you going to live here? Agents, the simple and short is that agents in Nigeria only care about their agency fee. So you will hear what like is going now or is leaving. The owner is about to go on a higher price, whether you're buying or whether you're renting, they will do anything to convince you to take that apartment. Yes, I even saw one funny joke online where the lady said that the kitchen was small and the agent told her that the more you stay, that it will get bigger. Like crazy things that agents do. Which brings me to the next one. Try and look for an apartment at least 3 months prior to your current apartment expiry. Do not wait till last minute. If you wait till last minute, it's going to take the divine grace for you to get what you want. You might end up compromising. Yeah, so don't wait. I've always done this and it has worked for me. Even when I'm buying or when I was renting and eventually when I was about to buy, and when I even bought this current place that I live in, I always make sure that I am not in a hurry. So when I even sold my apartment, I had to tell them that you give me, like, this is it. You give me 6 months. So whatever our agreement is starts after 6 months. Give me time. Because if I just say 2 weeks, I will be stuck. Because this thing applies to buying as well. Even when you're with your money, they will not show you the right thing. So I always advise people at least 3 months. The reason I said 3 months is that most Nigerian agents will not, okay, like now, you cannot come, not even, it doesn't make sense. You can't come now, we're in March, and tell them that you want to pay, but that it should start reading from September. They will not answer you. But at least if you tell the landlord that, okay, you want to pay now, but you want it to start reading in 1 or 2 months, some reasonable people will agree, while some will say only like 2 weeks. They can only give you 2 weeks. But then imagine 6 months. Nobody's going to give you that. But if you start at least 3 months ahead, it will help you. Another thing with Lagos or Nigeria, especially Lagos, this one really applies to Lagos, right? If you like a place, go with your money. Because the way they change their mind is interesting. You will finish talking to someone, they will send you the form, you fill the form, you will like the place. They don't stop. You know how like when a place is in the market, they give you a certain date to close up. At least they do this abroad. Then they'll tell you that if they don't close with that person, then you're next. You will say you're interested. They'll give you the form, you're filling it. They'll give me the form in the morning. They'll give someone another person the form in the afternoon. If that person in the afternoon fills before you and makes payments, that house is gone. Nobody will wait for it. Nobody's giving you 2 working days to think about it or 3 working days to think about it. So you also have to be with your money, your cash ready, obviously, so that if it's a place that you like, you're paying for it, obviously doing your due diligence before you pay. Another interesting thing that I've noticed that people do not do a lot is contracts. I do not understand why people still do not sign their tenancy agreement. Somebody came to me recently with that issue, and everything he had to say, every single thing the landlord promised, the landlord is not delivering. How are we going to fight this thing now? You didn't sign your tenancy agreement. All you have is your receipt. Yes, obviously with that, the lawyer can start helping you run up and down. But do you know how easy it would have been if you signed your agreement? I don't know what is with Nigerians and signing agreement. Sign your agreement. And another mistake Nigerians make is that every year you're meant to renew your lease. Do not just pay. So what they do is that if they rent an apartment if they're renting an apartment year 1, the year 2, you just tell the landlord, okay, I'll be renewing, or you pay your rent. Do you know that you're supposed to sign again? For every year you renew that rent, you are supposed to sign that way. Because when you hear all these stories like my landlord just came and threw me away, people do not tell you the real truth, because you can actually take that landlord to court. They don't tell you the truth. Somebody came and told me a story on how the landlord just told her to move out, gave her a month. I'm like, are you a yearly tenant? The landlord has no right to give you a quick notice as a yearly tenant. That's when she said that the landlord came and told her that it's okay, she can be paying monthly. I said, oh yeah, it was a trap. He knew he wanted to sell it. That's why he allowed you to be doing monthly. Now, paying monthly, legally, he has the right to, he owes you only a month. But if you're paying yearly, you have 6 months. So he has the landlord will give you 6 months. He or she will give you 6 months notice in advance. But if you're paying monthly, then the person can give you only 1 month. So we have to be very careful about signing our tenancy agreement. It will help you very well. Another thing I want to say is that if you're doing like a total rebuilding of that landlord's house, please inform the landlord and put it in your agreement. I am tired of seeing this thing on TikTok, Instagram, where someone will spend millions and redo house and the landlord will increase the money. Put it in the agreement. I know someone that did it and it worked perfectly for her. She came, she liked the house, she did not like the bathroom. The landlord said, well, I've given you the basics. She said, no, I want to redo it into a modern bathroom. They went into an agreement, they signed. The landlord said that he will not be increasing for the next 2 years as long as she pays her rent on time and stuff. And that was the agreement. But you come and do a whole entire makeover in someone's house, knowing that these people can be very greedy. You've done up their house for them, giving them an opportunity to go and rent it for a better price, because they know that you did not even sign any proper agreement with them. And please do not sign the agreement with the caretaker. There's a difference. The caretaker is not the owner of the house, right? Because I'm using that caretaker because there's a particular girl I saw on Instagram. She had spent like 8.5 million renovating the house. She had the agreement with the caretaker of the house, the person that the landlord put in charge. And landlord was like, well, the caretaker did not inform me. If most cases, right, we don't get to see landlords because landlords do not want to show themselves, so that you will not start begging them when your rent is delayed or stuff like that, which is fine. But the same way, the same person that presented the tenancy agreement to you, blah, 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 is the same person that you should say, look, in this tenancy agreement, I need us to add that I am going to be renovating this house. And because I'm going to be renovating this house, please, you cannot increase for 2 years or you cannot increase for 1 year or whatever it is that you both have agreed. Word of mouth, no, they work. I don't know, like we need to stop this word of mouth agreement. I love you, sign this. Even if it is your relative, even if it's your uncle that owns the house. If, in fact, in some cases, we need to adopt this abroad lifestyle. So even if I want to give it to my child, say, yes, you're my child, but be paying rent. I love you, sign this. It will go a long way. Another thing to check out for when you're looking for a house in Nigeria is water and electricity. I didn't know that this was a problem, but I've started seeing it recently, which is why I've added it to the things you need to check out for when you're looking for a house in Nigeria. Apparently, there was a lady talking about how she had lived in a house for a year and she did not have light because that house did not have meter. The landlord told her that they will bring meter, and somehow 1 month, 3 months, 4 months went by, 5 months, and that's how she ended up staying in that house without electricity. So she just relied solely on generator. Most of these landlords, anything they promise you before you pay, it's going to take the divine grace, except the person is just keeps to their words, right? Before they do. So before you move into a house, if they tell you that this house comes with a generator, but that the generator is on the way, do not agree. Make sure that your electricity and your water, you have that readily available. How are you going to be getting water? Is it borehole? Whatever it is. Or if it's a serviced apartment, which brings me to the next one. If you're going to a serviced apartment, please, the agents do not have the details that comes with the serviced apartment. Make sure you ask for the facility manager. I have personally had that issue where the agent told me that the service charge is a certain amount. The facility manager told me a certain amount. Imagine I had moved in just to come and get my document, because you have to sign with the management, and then you now start seeing that probably your service charge is 300k every month when your budget was 100k. The agent will be like, oh, sorry, I thought. So if you're staying in an estate, make sure you go to meet the facility management of that estate to tell you all the necessary things and the rules and regulations. Very, very important. These agents don't know it. So imagine you have dogs. Like in my estate now, dogs are not allowed, except those small ones where you put in your house and they cannot bark or disturb. The agent will not tell you that. The agent will tell you, yes, you can come with your dog. When you now come, you've paid, they'll say, sorry, it's not allowed. So make sure you're getting the rules and regulations from the estate management. Most estates, the office, like directly, the estate manager's office is inside the estate. So as you're viewing the house, the next thing is, please, can I go to the facility manager's office and get your terms and conditions before you actually sign? One thing you have to know, I know that this I'm really, really emphasizing on agents. Agents do not care. It has happened to me one time. I didn't know it wasn't like that. I felt like, okay, you're the agent, you collected this money. These people are not giving me what they are supposed to. The agent was like, now wow, but it's not nice now. I'm like, you're not even gonna like like you made me get this and these people are not responding. You're not even doing it. He was like, that's not nice. So that's not nice. No, 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 no. Okay. What next? So the whole idea of this is to tell you that agents don't really care. Now, this one is really for Lagos people. If you're moving to any part of Lagos, I would recommend that you do your house hunting during rainy season. Not now. Everywhere is hot. Everywhere is flood free. So if you're doing your house hunting and you'll be excited because the roads are okay, then when rain starts falling, all you'll be getting is HR, I cannot come to work. The place is flooded. I always, always, always advise people to a house hunt during rainy season. And if you can't, then talk to the neighbors there. Talk to them about flooding in that area, right? That's what I did. I remember I told you guys that when I paid for this house, this heavy rain fell. You know that kind of rain that can destroy the world? It fell. And that's when I turned, I drove in here. That's how I was able to see the street, everything. And I was like, okay, I saw the house. And I was like, fine. If not, you go to work and come back one day. Flood is such a big issue in Nigeria, in Lagos. This might not really apply to Enugu or what do you call it? It might not really apply to Enugu. It might not apply to Abuja and stuff like that. But Lagos, and for the people that tell you island, it's not only island though. It's not only island. Like, make sure you check, do your due diligence. And last, or let me say the most important one that I've seen happen a lot is, please ensure you are paying to the owner. So most houses, right, people, the landlords give the house to their lawyers to manage, which is okay. So that way you are paying to the law firm. The account number will be the law firm, and that's what is in the agreement. Do not pay to the agent. Do not pay to the agent. I repeat, do not pay to the agent. No landlord will tell you that they've given the agent the authority to collect that money, except, okay, let me put an exception, except that agent is managing, because I've personally encountered it before. I wanted to get a house. The owner of the house handed it over to an agent to manage it, meaning the agent is in charge of collecting rent, the agent is in charge of managing that building. So when I contacted my lawyer and we did everything, we saw that yes, this is what it really is. So if you're in that situation where the agent is the one sending you his or her account number, push back and make sure you're doing it right. Because if that money goes, it's gone. The landlord will come and tell you, sorry, I don't know, you didn't pay it to me. If not, if it's in an estate, which I usually get houses in estates, so it's been easy for me. With the estates, they can't really dupe you, because all you need to do is go to the facility management company and the office. The facility manager will tell you the names of who has all the houses. Like, if you're trying to rent my house now, you go to the facility manager company, say, okay, who has this number, this, the. They'll check their record and show you and tell you, yes, of it, true, this person is really the owner of the house, right? Yeah. So please be careful, because I've seen a lot of, 10 people paid it. There was this story of people that came to move in and they found out that everybody, like almost 5 people, had come to move into that same house the same day, and they just found out that they had been defrauded. So you have to be very careful, especially for people moving back. So you're not in the country to see and supervise by yourself. Whoever that is helping you do this should help. Now, there's a lot of, this is just like a bonus, right? There is something that has been happening recently where people say that landlords keep increasing their money. They're supposed to take 1 year. Now, they can also ask you for 2 years. I would say that that 2 years is an advantage if you have the money. So for example, you're building a house and you know that, okay, after 2 years, I am moving into my own house. So I don't want to start moving. I'm a family person. I don't want to start, because every time you move, you pay agency, you pay this, you legal, movers, all that thing. that is when I will even personally tell you that it is okay to offer the landlord 2 years upfront. That way, you know that you're secured for 2 years. That is if you can afford it. And in that 2 years, he cannot sell and he cannot increase the um, amount. He cannot increase the rent. But if you don't have it and you have only 1 year, what I also advise you is that the year flies very fast. So if your rent is 2 million, or let me just use like 2 million, yes, if your rent is 2 million, before you pay that 2 million, make sure you have at least 2.5, meaning that you started saving for the next year. Yeah, bringing me to budget again. When you're looking for a house in Nigeria, when you're telling the agents your budget, if your budget is 10 million, tell them 7 million. Because when you tell them 10 million, they're going to look for somewhere of 12 million for you. Yeah, so it's better to come down. Tell them 7 million. And also, when thinking about your budget, think about how much you want to pay for the rent. So the rent is 4.5, that is rent alone. Then agency fee, then the tenancy agreement. So that now that forms your total budget. Do you get? So because I've seen in fact, the language we use is my budget is 5 million for a package. That agent now knows that when you say package, it means both your agency fee or both anything that will come in between, that this thing is 5 million. That's what you should know, because I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, my budget is 5 million," and they will tell the agent that it's 5 million. The agent will not get them a house of 5 million. After they now say, "Oh, agency is this amount." Oh, sorry, I meant that the entire money I want to spend is 5 million. Another thing again, when you're looking at renting houses in Lagos, make sure you go and look at it and check. They use a lot of substandard materials to build, especially these new houses that they are building these days, and when it's not like a trusted developer. So you need to check the house, like what do I need to repair in the house. My friend saw a house and she was telling me, I like this house, but if I move into this house, I will need another at least 5 million to put up the house. I'm like, no, there's no need. So those are things you need to check in when you're looking for a house. How much will it cost me? Like, will it to redo this house, knowing fully well that it is not your house, because that forms the budget. Some people go as far as, like, some landlords are really bad. Some people go as far as by getting their own meter, which already cost like maybe like 300 and something K. Imagine you getting the meter, doing your own water supply, everything, because they didn't check well to see that these things were not available. Anyways, I do hope you found this video very useful. My name is Sarah Donald. If you found it very useful, please drop in the comments. If you want me to do any video tailored to maybe renting in Lagos, buying in Nigeria, blah, 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 any state you want me to do your research tailored to that state, I am here for you. Just ask and you shall receive. Thank you so much and stay blessed.